How you doing, guys? Good Friday. It's always a good Friday when we got work. It's a gloomy day, though. Let's see. So today we're gonna do a couple of things. We're gonna be talking about a couple of just sharpening the skills again, more from Grant Camp. Learning how, as far as negotiation tips, quick 2-3 minute videos that he has. He has a series of them, which I'll be breaking down. I think there's 5. Well, actually, there's more. I'll try to break 5. They're quick, to the point. A couple of things that we should know, a couple of things that we forgot and we don't do anymore. But yeah, this will help us break down. Again, I am going to be acquiring a course for land flipping. So I'll be whatever I get from that course, I will definitely share with you guys what things I improved on it, the same way that I did it from Facebook Gorilla, which I was able to buy it, and then I was able to make it fit to a 1-person, 2-person, 3-person business. So it can be much easier. So yeah, I'll be breaking down. So yeah, I'll be doing that. Hope everybody had a good Friday. Again, this week I got two agreements signed and data on the dot. One was at 65. I think I got a buyer at 89. One to duplex. I have it. I guess 65 is a good number. I have it for 65. I haven't marketed yet. It's duplex. I need to get people in there to look at the foundation, but I think I can probably sell it for around 90, 95. 2 units, not in the best areas, but again, it's rented. I might even consider getting what's called a hard money loan and just cash flow. I think it cash flows right now at $1,000 a month. They pay the light and they pay the water. Awesome. So $1,000 for 65. You do the loan, maybe buying like around 350 with a loan, so you're cash flowing around $700. What happens with that? You can buy a car. You want to get a high expensive car, have that little $65,000 that you got on a loan, pay for the car. So that'll be the ones that I'll be talking about as far as that. Let me write it down because I have a short memory span sometimes. I get too excited and it overwhelms me sometimes. So again, like I said in the group, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm just here to share what I do. Everybody knows I am a 1-person manager, and I have a VA that does my clerical work. I have the system that allows me to be able to market basically at low cost, close to free. My cold caller is gone again. But again, our VMs are helping me do through this time, which is good. I'll tell you how I got those 2 deals. And yeah, let's go ahead and let's get on it. Let me make sure I'm live over here. And again, dealing with the title companies, not the brightest, not the sharpest knife in the shed, like they say. It looks like I'm live, yes. Let me make sure just on this side. Let me just take this lady. Let's see, I got an email to reply to. Sure. Share this one. Share sound. Very good. There we go. Let me see myself a little bit bigger. So like I always say, let's one of the first things you should always do is sharpen your skills. Always. Don't assume that you're gonna retain everything or you're gonna use every single tool in your shit. Sometimes, like they say, look at every what's it called? Mechanic. Sometimes you forget you have a tool. You know what I mean? And you don't use it. You use other tools to try to make it work. But then, oh, I had this tool a long time ago that I haven't used. Yes. So you got to make sure you refresh. So this is, let me see if I can show it to you guys. That's the deal. Morning, all done and signed. That was Friday in the morning. Good morning, perfect. I will turn it into the title company to take my interior designer in there today at 3 p.m. Does that work for you? Yes, it's good. Perfect. See you then. That's the agreement that I have a buyer at 89. So we'll go from there on that one. But again, it's crazy how this little machine, that's why I love our reply. What's it called? It has gotten a lot of things done for me. Let me just get the ambience here in my room. It's been cold in Texas. I don't know if you guys noticed it. But yeah, I don't like cold weather. I need to be in warmer weather. So let me see. I don't like this new breakdown of you know how on YouTube it has tabs like videos, live. Sometimes I forget that I have to go through the live section so I can be able to look at what's live. And make sure I can hear myself. Can you guys hear me? Am I just been talking? Hello? Let me see, let me make sure. Since I'm not muted. Can you hear me? Or am I still? What's going on here, dude? Okay, it's a little bit delayed, but it's good. Okay, we're good. And okay, so perfect. So first, again, let's go ahead. Oh, right now, I'm sure put it in my little tab. I need to put it like a little whiteboard right here so I can write on it. So I got 2 deals. Land deals. Working on. Course. What else? See, I already forgot. So yeah, let's start with that. Do that part. Okay. So let's start with again Grand Camp, great what's it called, negotiation tips from Propelio. Again, they've been out of what's it called, doing these things for a while, but again the content's still there, it's fire. So let's go ahead and get that done right now. Okay, let's start this video. So this one says always, like one of the first things, negotiating, remember the names. People love to hear their names.
It's been a long time ago he was the guy that sold all the Red Robin franchises. He was supposed to do it over a span of like 7 or 10 years, and he got them all sold within 18 months. And the tip was, when you meet somebody, imagine anybody else that you know of with that same name. It could be a fictional character, it could be a real character, whatever. A real character, a real person.
So it's basically telling you association. Try to associate that name with somebody. Again, like a
real character, whatever. A real character, a real person.
So it's basically try to associate names so you won't forget their names. That's one of the main things. Again, people love to hear their names, and people love to see that you remember it, because again, it creates rapport just with one single word, which is their name.
Person, whatever. And imagine that face, study the person's face that you're meeting, and imagine that character's face right next to theirs, okay? Because you're probably pretty good with faces. And next time that you meet them, you can recall that face and associated the other face, and you're like, oh, right, that's who it was, right? So you may think Ulysses S. Grant with me, and think of his picture right here, right? Really study it, really associate it, so the next...
So perfect. Again, I don't want to...
If you want to take full control of your sales pipeline, you need to try Monday CRM. It's given my
Okay, so again, what's the key takeaway from that one? The first minute video is you have to remember the names always. Try to associate it with an ex-friend of yours, or associate it with something that you remember from a character in a movie or whatever. Because again, you want to. So Mike, you say you want to get, again. You see when you hear that, it's different than instead of saying telling the client, oh, so you say you want a 65. Saying, oh, so Mike, you say you want a 65, correct? Again, that little nugget of saying their name helps you a lot with building rapport. Again, it helps you a lot. Write it down and use it, implement it. Not, again, the thing here about here, guys, is implementing it. If you don't implement it, then come on, guys.
Hey everybody, Grant Kemp from CreativeCashFlow.com. Today's negotiation quick tip is going to be on replacing memories. A lot of times you're going to be dealing with people that are selling their house and they've been very emotionally attached to this.
Okay, another thing, some people have emotional attachment to property, some people don't. You get some deals when people don't, and you have to make sure you break down real good the real rapport and you're improving it when people do. Because again, if your idea is to tear the house down and build a duplex there, you got to make sure you don't tell the client that, because you might not be the correct seller, the correct buyer for them. Why? Because they want the property to be salvaged. So again, that's why it's so good to be able to learn what the seller will want to do. If they ask you, so Ace, what do you think of doing in this property? Like, man, to be honest, we have no idea. Again, there's multiple things that we can do. What would you do? What would you do if you had the money? You put it back on them. I remember, Stowe, you always ask more questions than you answer. And he's like, well, I'll probably use it as a rental. Yeah, rentals in this area are great. Again, you probably get, again, a great family in here that rents you and pays you on a monthly basis. You don't have to worry about anything. So again, always, when they tell you what are you going to do with the property, don't say, oh, I'm going to tear it down and build something new, because you might be shooting yourself in the foot. Always ask, well, again, at the moment, we don't have no idea. Again, we need to get our people in here to see what's going to be our strategy. But again, what would you do if we had the money? And then you put it back on that. Perfect.
Property for a long time, and that can be hard to get past. And so what I really want you to do is I really want you to stress how much love you're going to put into this house, okay? The people who are very emotionally attached to a property, those are heart people. For those of you who watch the series, you know about head, heart, and gut, right? Heart people are very emotionally driven. So what I'm going to do to talk about that is I'm going to say, look, you've had great memories here, and this house has done great for you. But it's been a long time since it was as nice as it once was. And there's a lot of work that needs to go into it to get it into a position where the buyers of today want to buy it. The buyers of today want to see the granite countertops. They want to see the open concept. And I want to come in here and I want to show this house the love that it needs to see, right? I'm going to be the guy who's going to come in.
He's just saying, you know what? I'm going to treat this property like if it was my grandma's property. I'm going to make this property be one of the best ones in the neighborhood. So I want to make sure that the value that's here when I bought it from you, it multiplies once I get it done and fixed up and sold to a nice family. So perfect. Yes. Don't shoot yourself in the foot by saying, oh, I'm gonna tear it down. Or say, oh, and what if you say the backwards? What do you say the inverse? Oh, I'm gonna keep it, I'm gonna fix it up real nice. Just keep some of the antique details. Like, no, I want you to tear it down because this is where my wife left me, and she, you know what you see. So you gotta make sure instead of answer the question, you put it back at them and then have them answer you. And then based on that, like, yeah, but that sounds like a good idea. We might have to do that. And you're in good on the client. One of the things that you can use is, oh, that's a great question. Why would you ask that? And you pause. So guys, again, if you're out there, whoever's watching, all this that I'm teaching you guys, it's already in YouTube. Some people charge you to learn the simple things. This is again, John Martinez from Grant Kemp, from Claude Diamond, from Justin Chainless. These are all the data, the data that we try to produce to give you the best option as far as the best skill to be able to produce out there in the world. Now, some clients, people try to charge you for this. Everything's for free, guys. You know, if you guys know me, again, I'm real frugal. I try to keep my money in check. I try not to spend money when I don't have to. So that means I gotta be real frugal. Only spend the money where I need to, like marketing. And like what's it called? Maybe if you want to scale your business from 100,000 to 500,000, you pay somebody to scale it with you. Those are the people that you pay. You don't pay for starting your business. Everything's for free. So again, let's go on to the next video.
magic eraser. It's a game changer. Why? I use my finger, and in 4 seconds, I click erase.
Sorry for the ads, guys. Okay.
Hey everybody, this is
Okay. Here, the next lesson is called repeat and shut up. Okay, let's see what I think I already know more or less what you want to do, but let's go ahead and see it first.
Grant Kemp from CreativeCashFlow.com. Today's whatever. I forgot what it was. Repeat and shut up. Hey everybody, this is Grant Kemp from CreativeCashFlow.com. Today's negotiation quick tip is going to be to repeat the ask and shut up. Whenever your seller comes up with an ask,
repeat the ask and shut up. Let's see what he says.
Whatever that is, if that's a price, if that's some time in the house, whatever that may be. If they say, man, I really need another 6 months to live in this house after we get done with it. What I want you to say is 6 months and just shut up.
Again, this is where you have to be able to control the awkward moments, because you're gonna have to be asking the client 6 months and shut up. And again, some people do it over the phone. When I do it over the phone, like, oh, 6 months, and I shut up. And I'm over here making face gestures. But when you're in front of the client, remember, guys, this is where the guts comes in. You gotta ask those stuff. I'm the kind of person that actually goes to appointments. So you have to have that skill to be uncomfortable with the uncomfortable. Be comfortable with the uncomfortable. Let me say it correctly. You have to be comfortable with the uncomfortable, meaning that you have to ask this question like 6 months, and then pause. Like if you put pause on your, and then wait, because it might be a minute, 30 seconds. Again, it's gonna be, if you never felt uncomfortable or never put yourself in an uncomfortable position like me, I'm like a what's it called? What's the word? I try to be what's the word I'm looking for? Conflict avoidance. I don't like to be high conflict. But like in business, you have to. Conflict is being you have to ask those tough questions. 6 months, and you gotta be quiet. And if you want, just go in your head, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, until they answer. Let's see what he says.
Because what will probably happen is they will probably start barfing information at you to really justify whatever that ask was. And in that vomiting of information, they're going to give you their desires. They're going to give you,
because you basically, once you do that, they're going to vomit information. Again, information for us as buyers is leverage points.
Why behind that, right? And you really need to know the why. One of the quick tips I talk about here is not caring about the what, caring about the why. This is one of the ways to get to it. So repeat the ask and shut up. Let them talk to you. Find what it is that the why is, what they're asking for it, and then start attacking that why. Try to get to a solution. All right? So if you want some more negotiation quick tips, go to Creative Cash.
Let's go to the next one.
If you want to profitably start an
Dude, selling. You see how YouTube just became a selling machine? Okay, this one, reciprocate before the ask. Again, we've done that. Again, I learned from, again, I do it, but again, I learned another tool, another nail for my hammer on how to do it. What's it called? The way that I do it is, okay, you know what, ma'am? I'm gonna be paying for your closing costs, because then I'm going to come back and ask for a discount. You see? So again, he's trying to state other ways and how to reciprocate. So the seller can basically, he brings the story up, and it's a story about the people in the airports that give you flowers. Or usually they change it in the United States when crisis happens, people that give you little flags. Remember? And they say it's for a donation. So you feel up, once I give you the little flag, there's two things that happen to you. It's a flag. So again, you're pro-America. You're like, I'm not gonna throw this away. You know what I mean? And when they say give it, and when you try to give it back, so oh no, it's a gift. So then you're being messed with psychologically to give him, oh, you know what? Here's $5 or here's $1. But you won't throw it away. You see, that's again, it's all a psychological trigger of me giving you something that it makes you feel obligated to give me something back.
Hey everybody, this is Grant Kemp from CreativeCashFlow.com. Today's negotiation quick tip is going to be on reciprocating before they ask. People, as a very basic principle of negotiation, have been taught from the beginning to reciprocate. You get a gift, you give a thank you note, right? everything happens, there's a give and take and a give and take. That's why the Hare Krishnas, if you remember, they would hand out a flower in the airports, because if they handed you something and you accepted it, you then felt obligated to listen to what they were wanting to say. That's the reason why they would hand those flowers out. It's the give a gift, get something in return mentality that we've been just drilled into us from the beginning. So we want to capitalize on that by giving before they ask. We want to find items that we're okay with giving up and just go ahead and give it to them and make it very clear, and using the words, I'm going to go.
Keywords, again, items that in our business is something that, again, we do. It's something that we are automatically include in our process. As is. Well, ma'am, you know what? Usually we're going to ask some clients to repair it, but you know what? For your property, you see those three things, this that I mentioned, I want to ask you to repair them. Boom. Money in the pocket of the seller. That's one. You know what, ma'am? Usually it's customary when you sell a property, you have to basically guarantee me, the seller, that the property is everything and it's clean, right? So the way that translates is title cost. So basically they do the investigation, they do the title policy, they open the escrow, because you're selling me something. It's not a car. So usually it's customary that the seller pays for it, but on this time, I'm going to go ahead and give it to you. I'll pay for it. And then again, usually you can, like he says on his contracts, he scratches it off. You know what? Buyer's cost, paid by buyer, boom. And there's other ones that he mentioned: the survey, the home warranty, the as-is trash out. I heard that before from another course that I took. As-is trash out. You know, usually you have to clean the house. The house has to be clean for me to be able to move in right before closing. But again, usually you're all over the place with trying to move and get everything wrapped up so you can go to your next house as what's it called? As another incentive for you to go ahead and sell it to us. You know what? We'll pay the $1,000 for the as-is trash out, where the dumpster comes in, and we hire the people to come in and do the trash out. That's money. That's money back in their pockets. You know what I mean? Money that they say, oh, I'm saving that. But remember, use that as leverage for later on.
Go ahead and give this to you. I'm going to go ahead and do this for you. Make it very clear that we are conceding something that we're totally fine with conceding. For those of you who are my students, either through the personal mentoring or through the online education series, you've seen in the videos on how to contract sellers, you've seen me bring that up in a couple different areas, one of which being the closing costs. I almost always have 50-50 written down on closing costs with a seller. I know
That's another thing that I don't do. You should put 50-50 on the contract written down, so that when you try to give, you know what? Okay, you know what? I'll go ahead and take your 50. So again, remember, the thing here is like he needs to see you they need to see you scratch it off. 50, boom, 0. I'll pay 100% of the closing costs. Because now they're hearing it, they're seeing it, and they're physically seeing it being scratched off on the contract. Boom. It's another thing that I don't do. I don't do that. But I'm getting little things like that. I don't do it. I say it. But how do we learn? We learn by hearing, we learn by seeing, and we learn by saying and doing, of course. So again, another keyword, another key nugget, like put it down on the contract and then scratch it off.
I'm ready to spend 100% of the closing cost on my side.
Again, and you, put it there. You might want to put a cost. On average, it's going to be 2 to 3% of the sales price. So when you do that, let's say, again, one of the things that I'm going to start doing, we need to modify my contract, is let's say, so okay, we agree at 65, perfect, 65,000. What's 3% of 65,000, man? Let me go ahead and then go down to the closing costs section of your contract, and you put 50%, and then make sure there's 50%, and then you put, okay, what's 65,000 times 0.03%? That's 1950 divided by 2. You pay 975. Again, you're not telling them this. You're just having them see you do this, so that when you go back to saving that money, like, oh shit, oh damn, this guy's real good. That's what I'm gonna start doing on my contracts. Because remember, don't give a freebie without getting anything back. Again, maybe they might assume that it's we buy as is, and we pay for closing costs. Don't make that assumption. Maybe I will, man, but at a better price, not at your price.
But
So
either
you see, it'll look like this. Closing costs, $975 for you, $975 for me. And then, oh, you know what? I know it's based on what you're telling me, you are giving me the price that works for me. You know what? If you can do a little bit better, I can go ahead and remove this for you. You know, okay, boom.
either they accept 50% or I can concede. That can give them something to point at, and I can say, okay, that's cool. I'll give you that, and I'll pay 100%. So that later on, when they ask for something, now I've given them two things. They've got to give me something in return.
So you see, the thing that he does, that the reciprocity is like, yeah, you already consider buying it as is, paying for closing. Then again, for me, it's the big ask is going back and ask for a discount. Always ask for a discount after you gave him all this. So if they give you your price, but you gave them this discount as is, closing costs, no survey, no home warranty, what's it called, broom clean, trash out included in there. They had to. You know what? He's giving me $6,000. I'll give him $3,000. That's how I improve my business.
And I'm going to look.
And again, make it a policy and procedure to do that. Because remember, if you're a solo team like me, again, every dollar counts. And if it's in the procedure already to do it, again, mind you, if you close on average, my goal is every year. Last year was, the first year was 2017, 2018 was 20 deals, then 35. Now it's 40. Hopefully next month either 45 or 50. But again, if I do 40 deals, let's say 40 deals, and I average get $3,000 back on every deal for discounts, that's 120K, guys. It's not, guys, that's a salary for like a CPA. Remember? And let's say you don't get in on maybe one, some deals you get 5, some deals you get 1. Even if you get 1 on 40, that's $40,000. That pays for your whole marketing. My marketing cost this year will probably be around $8,000, $9,000. You know what I mean? That's crazy. And you take away my VA, my marketing cost is probably around, my VA is what, $2,000? Yeah, it's probably like $7,000 in marketing costs.
For something that makes sense for me and need that back. Watch my video on the hairy arm principle. This is a prime example of reciprocation, right? The hairy arm principle talks about knowing that they're going to point one factor out of your negotiation and that you're going to get something in return whenever they call that out. And that's what we're talking about, reciprocation. So look for ways to give before they ask. Not only does it make you look good, but it does give you that negotiation upper hand that's going to allow you to say, I already gave you this, I already gave you this, I already gave you that, and I need this. And they're more likely to give you the thing that you want at that point in time. So
there we go. Perfect. Again, sometimes we know this already, but
Hola, propietario de Texas.
but we just don't do it because again, the deal makes sense like this. But if you make it, again, if you just start on your business, again, remember, one of the things that I learned from Max Maxwell was to document your fucking your journey. It's too invasive. Back to this. Document your policies and procedures. How do you market? How do you put the list? How do you pull the list? Which list do you pull? How do you get them skip trace? What's the pay? How do you get them loaded to get marketing? The cold calls, RBMs, SMSs now with the now you want to document all those policies and procedures. If you want to get too complex, just do acquisitions, dispositions, and marketing. Those are your 3 components: how to acquire a property, how to dispose of property, and how to market. So then you break down, okay, what does the marketing consist of? And you do this. And what does the acquisition consist of? You do this. And what does the disposition consist of? And then you do this. If you document those procedures, you can basically teach your brain on how to do every single thing without having to think about it. It's like when you drive. When you drive, you're so used to driving, it's like, put the buckle on. 1, what's it called? Then make sure you check your mirrors. You turn your car. You put it on drive. You look before you turn. See, all this you do subconsciously, without even thinking. That's the way you want to run your business. That every single step is being done subconsciously, that without even thinking.
from Creative Cash Flow.
This is if I have more than one way to get paid.
Today's negotiation quick tip is going to be that there is more than one way to get paid. Everything is on the table, okay? So I say this a lot of times just in general business as well, that there's more than one way to get paid. You can get paid in time, you can get paid in money. Hey, if you've got the lifestyle you want, but you're not making, 6 figures, okay. If that's what you're looking for, if you're looking for the lifestyle, you have been paid in lifestyle, right? Well, similarly with your seller, there's more than one way to get paid for them. You really need to get to the why of what they're asking for, like I've talked about in my other quick tips. You really need to get to the why, and you need to figure out if you can give them what they want without making that necessarily a financial item. Example is giving people time in the property. If your guy can't start on here's a good example. My guy couldn't.
So again, one of the things that I don't like is be a brown noser. Like be all, oh yeah, it's perfect, awesome, you're amazing. Nah, I can't do that because I can't do that. I can't. But there's ways to build rapport with the client that doesn't sound, because remember, our clients are pretty smart to seeing when a salesman's trying to be too goody-goody, too nice to them, brown nosing. So what does that mean? Do it in a way that's gutful. You know what? So Mr. X, you say you wanted to move out because you want to go to your family, correct? Well, this money that I'm giving you, it does it for you. He's like, yeah, but I want more. So let me ask you, Mr. Seller, what you told me earlier, is that not true, or it's just a little bit off from the truth? What do you mean? Remember, this is a guts questions. It's like, yeah, you're telling me that the reason why you want to leave is because of this. Now I'm telling you, I can give you this price. It's not what you wanted, but it gives you a price. It gives you the peace of mind that you're leaving already, because I'm doing it as is. I'm buying it quickly. I'm buying it cash. You're not paying for closing. You're not paying for a survey. You're not paying for a home warranty. You're not paying for a trash out. I'm doing all that. Now I'm giving you the most money that I can give. So you have these 2 issues so they can be completed, and so you can move on to your next chapter. And you tell them this is not enough. You want it to be at 90, I'm at 80, I'm at 75. So you telling me that 15K is more important than your property? Again, if it is, perfect. Again, perfect. I probably misheard when you said that the most important thing in your life was to have you be close to your kids. And if I did, trust me, my wife tells me all the time that she says one thing and I hear another. So again, don't worry, it happens to me a lot. But if it's not, then why am I missing this communication? This is where the gut comes in. You need to ask those tough questions to the seller. And most of the time, sometimes you do it on the phone, it's a little bit easier. Just have it in front of you. But if you do it in front of the client, you have to be thinking on your toes.
Start on a house a couple of years ago because I had him running 6 other rehabs at the time. We were wrapping up on one. It was going to take me 2 weeks before I could get him over there. But it was at the end of the year. I knew that I wasn't expecting to get him in there and get it all sold before the end of the year anyway. I was going to be sitting on that house anyway. Well, my seller wanted time to stay in the property. I saw a really nice AR-15 sitting in the corner. And I said, okay, I'll let you stay in here for the next week if you throw that AR-15 in for me. And it was quickly met with a hell no, this is my...
So he's saying that he was hearing the client, I think I mentioned it last time, or I might have just saw it by myself and I didn't put it on the video. He bought the house, the seller needed to find a place, and they said, well, you know what, let's keep the terms the same, but you see that gun there, let me have it and I'll give you the 2 weeks that you need to be here. Like, no, whatever. So then he left, and on the way out, the seller called him, hey, you know what? Is that AR-15 deal still in the line? Yeah, definitely. And they get 2 free 2 weeks. All you do for a buyer, just extend the closing. Simple as that. If they want some money, you do a seller leaseback. Right?
Gun, this is my baby, blah, 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 blah. But about 10 minutes later on my way home, I got the call, hey man, does that offer still stand on the AR? So now I've got a really nice AR.
What did he see? Okay, I need to get a mover to move all this shit. It's probably $500. To get an apartment, or let's say not an apartment, I need to get what's it called, storage room. That might be $200 deposit and $200 for the month. That's what 500. That's 900 there. Boom. And then I need to find a place, not my full-time place. I need to get a place just for 2 weeks. If you rent, let's say $100 a day, it's what, 2 weeks, that's $1,400. You see how that's up, and like, oh shit, for him, you know what? Yeah, shit, take that gun. So
15 that I got, and it made no difference to me because I wasn't starting on the property anyway. But there's more than one way to get paid. I could have gotten him to come up with some money for the rent, but he didn't have money for the rent. I wasn't paying him. I was taking over on the property, and he wasn't getting much of anything at all out of the deal. So this was something that was able to happen.
let me just do one more. So again, you guys learned that there's more ways to get paid. The gun, the cars in the back that you might want to have interest. Now I have a property I've been following up for a long time. It has 2 Corvettes and it has a Navigator. The Navigator's all shit, but the 2 Corvettes are nice. There's one Corvette that's clean. It's in the garage, in an enclosed garage. So let me just do one more. Okay. You're not the hero. Okay, let's see what this is about.
This is Grant Kemp from CreativeCashFlow.com. Today's negotiation quick tip is going to be, you're not the hero. I know that may be hard to hear, but you are not the hero, okay? You need to understand that when this person wakes up in the morning, whoever it is that you're talking to, everybody wakes up in the morning the protagonist of their own story, okay? They're the hero of their own story. What you need to be looking for is you need to be looking for opportunities to help them along their journey so that they can be the hero and they can end up at the end of the day getting to where they need to be. Okay. I always say be the Yoda. You are the Yoda.
Be the Yoda.
You're the when Luke Skywalker showed up to talk to Yoda, Yoda didn't talk for 45 minutes about how he got to where he is and all the training he got to be who he was. What he did was, with calm confidence, sat there, and Luke knew he was the guy that was going to take care of it, and Luke got where he needed to be. So there are going to be times where you do need to present that confidence, and you do need to say, hey, I'm going to fix this problem. I'm going to fix that issue. But at the end of the day, you're just a cog in their story. And you need to fit into that, and any place that you can fit into it and solve a problem for it, you're that problem solver, but you're not the hero. They're the hero. You're part of their story. Be the Yoda. Be part of their story. Okay? So if you wanted more negotiation quick tips.
Okay, I don't that one. Because how do I put it? Okay. Well, Mr. Seller, again, I know you wanted to the reason why you, again, this is why you need to know the reason why they're selling, right? And then try to be that extra tooth in the grind that they can help you to get, you can help them to, you can be that for them so they can go on to the next step. How do you relate it to in the conversation? I need to go back on that one. Again, you see some of the things I don't even know. So trust me, I'm pretty sure that works for Grant Kemp. He's a really, really, really successful Texan investor. Okay, this should be the last one. So that gives me 20 minutes to talk about the properties that I have under contract, how I got the deals, the new land flipping course that I'll be taking, and I'll be teaching you guys if you guys want to. Okay, let's go ahead and do this.
Hey guys, this is Grant Kemp from CreativeCashFlow.com. Today's negotiation quick tip is on feeding people the words that you want them to think, specifically with saying, this is a good offer. This is somewhat of what I call the billboard principle. I think we've all driven down the freeway and you see that billboard. The reason why they have a face of something,
they're trying to convince you, oh, this is the best offer, just by saying it, even though it might not be, but they're saying it, so you have, maybe that's a psychological bias, like, oh yeah, I guess since they're saying it. The way that again that I kind of bring in John Martinez's teaching, where he says, he's like, oh yeah, I've talked to other investors. Well, perfect. You know, if you talk to other investors, all investors, we buy the same. Again, we see them at Home Depot, we see them at Lowe's. We buy all of our produce, all of our products in the same place, so we know each other. So again, our offer is going to be one of the best ones out there, because again, the thing about us is that I have a subcontractor that's already on my payroll. I don't pay him by job. I pay him by monthly, what's called by hourly rate. So that helps us. So most investors will pay you most likely close to mine. I can pay a little bit more because my people that do my remodels and my flips, they're being paid by the hour. And if they ask you, why would that you pay by the hour? Because sometimes the jobs slow down. And like I tell my clients, if you want me to pay you by the hour, it guarantees you that for the whole year, you're gonna have a job. You might not get paid what a GC gets paid, but it guarantees you they have a job. And maybe some leave and some stay. Some like the steady paycheck no matter what they do. They just tell them, hey, go fix this door, or go fix this, or I need to replace the tile. They get paid by the hour, they don't care. And some people want to be more entrepreneurial and go build their own companies. But the reason why I can pay a little bit more is because I don't have to pay the GC their profit so they can do the job. Their hourly rate is hourly rate. So I can save on the cost of the GC.
Somebody on there that says, I chose Blue Cross and it makes me happier than anything else has made me in my life. It's because they want you to imagine yourself as that person, and more importantly, they want you to read the words and have the words in your head that say, I chose Blue Cross, it makes me happier than anybody has ever made me in my life.
So you see, you're basically psychologically implanting that one message based on the condition of the property, like the contract that I just did. This is the best offer for you. Again, $65,000 cash, as is. You know the property has a lot of issues with the foundation. Don't worry, I'll pay for the inspection to get in here. Remember, I'm not requiring you to do a land survey, which I'm gonna pay $600, $800 here in my area. Again, usually most sellers have to guarantee me the property is in good, stable condition. But again, I'm gonna ask you to pay for the home warranty. So you see, if you add all that plus as is clean out, you don't have to pay for that. I'm gonna pay for that. So if you look at that, this sounds to be like the best offer that matches what you want. Again, remember, you have to tell this in front of the client or on the phone. Again, so make sure this is where the guts comes in. You have to basically sell your job, not sell your offer, but not in the what's the word? There's the word I was thinking about. In the way that it comes out fake. You know what I mean? Like brown nose. But yeah, this is what he's trying to tell you.
I chose Blue Cross, I chose Blue Cross, and then you end up choosing Blue Cross, right? We are just victims of our own psychology whenever it comes to that. Let's start looking out for that principle in all kinds of situations with media, billboards, commercials, all that kind of stuff. The reason why they have a spokesperson saying, I did this, is because they want you to think, I did this, or I chose that, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to put that in people's brains. And we're going to use that same principle. And so when we give an offer, whenever I turn around and I'm giving them the price, I'm like, look, and guys, this is a good offer. This is something that you should move on. And I guarantee you, I would say.
You see how you're telling them, you know what, this is a good offer. It's something you can move on because, again, especially around with interest rates are crazy.
Probably 60% of the time, more than half, about 5-10 minutes later, if they're having trouble with that decision and they're not necessarily ready to move on it, and we're talking about it for 5 or 10 minutes, about 60% of the time, about 5 or 10 minutes later, they will say to me, and you know what, this is a good offer.
You see how
right?
You implant that in their head and then
they start thinking about that. And then we get the signature.
95% of the consumers out there, they make emotional decisions and then later rationalize it for almost for anything. But if you look at buying a car, if you go by yourself, even myself, I'll just fall in love with it and buy it. I'll rationalize it. Well, you know what? I've been working really hard. Yeah, it might be $40,000, but again, I deserve it. You see how I rationalize it later? Again, other things, a house, the same thing. That's why they, again, once you're in the business of whatever you're in the business in, you like said, don't fall in love with the deal. Fall in love with the numbers. Because it's hard, even for us to, you know what, oh, that deal's awesome, I can do this. Fall in love with the numbers. But again, only 5% of consumers do that. It's probably even less. Most people are influenced by psychological triggers, and we do emotional bias, and then later down the road, we rationalize it. Perfect example, to bring it back to real estate. When you sell it for 65 and the seller goes to sleep, it's like, I'm 100% sure they're thinking, oh, at 65,000, I could get a night. Okay, I could get a little bit more for that property. But again, it is as is. It is fast. I have a quick closing date. You know what? Yeah, it's probably worth it at 65. Might be losing a little bit of equity, but I have all these benefits. You see, they rationalize it. They made it emotional. You know what? Do the emotional, boom, sign, and then they rationalize it.
For the contract later. So anything that you can put in their head like that, like, hey, I'm the guy who's going to be able to take care of this for you. This is a good offer. It's a good thing you called me because I'm the best person for this situation. Anything that you can put out there is going to help you as it gets into their mind and they start thinking about that and associating it with you. So for more negotiation quick tips, go to creativecashflow.com, sign up for the quick tip series, and until next.
Okay, I'm in 7. He has 16. We'll do 7 next time. That'll be 14, and then we'll do the last 7. 2 fighters for now. So yeah, guys. So again, I hope everybody got something from that, because trust me, that works. And always refreshing your skills, hearing it from other people, how they run the business. That's the best thing. That's the best thing. Learning from other people that run the business successfully, that helps you a lot. So again, I'll do the next 7 next week, or do 5. There's 16. There's 11 left. So then I can do 5 and 5, 5 and 6, or 6 and 5. So again, let's talk about deals for the week. I got 2 contracts on the two properties on the contract, signed and dated. One of them came through a Facebook Gorilla, like you guys know. Let me show it to you. You see, I should have saved the screenshots. So basically, again, like I told you, my VA posts this every single week. Again, since this last 2 weeks, all she's been doing is just posting on Facebook. I haven't sent her new things to do what's it called, to do scraping. So she's doing that. When the scraping is done, she does this. So she got 2 leads. Well, actually, it was 5 leads, but 2 were crazy. 3 were crazy, and this 2 were. So this one came in. He said I have a duplex. Let me see if I can. Let me see. So I can show it to you. Let me see. Come on. But what I need to do is take screenshots. So it said it again. Pattern interrupt. My what's it called? My image that is pattern interrupt. It's a green stop sign. So again, wait a second. Stop sign is supposed to be red. So that's a pattern interrupt. That messes with your head. So then what it does, he did that. And he says, I have a duplex in an area for sale. And then I replied to it, because I remember this phone that I have here is the one that has my my Facebook account, so I can reply from it itself. So I replied to it. I talked to the seller. He was at 65. I'll tell you, 65 is a good deal. 65 is a really good deal for a duplex in my area. So basically, when I had to go see it, I was like, I'm not gonna negotiate with the seller there. I got on the contract for 65. I know I can probably get a buyer on around 90, 94. But remember, policy and procedure, I'm still gonna ask for a discount. Probably $3,000 or $4,000 I might get back. So again, that goes into my what's it called, my marketing costs. What's going on, Mac?
How's it going, bro?
Good. Let me just break down another deal. So that once I got on the contract for 65, I need to go in there. Like I can tell you, it's not in the greatest neighborhood, but it is bringing $1,000 a month in duplex. One of the renters has been there, real nice people, has been there for 8 years. The other one's been for 5. So again, they're pretty, and they live in the neighborhood, so they ain't leaving. The property itself is not that great looking. Let me show it to you. But again, the money is coming in. So again, we don't care about how great looking the property is, as long as it's bringing money. And then what did I do when I was over there in that area? I put some bandit signs in the morning. And what else did I do? I drove for dollars in that area. So you see, yeah, that's the owner there. So again, it's a pretty nice, not nice looking duplex, but again, $65,000, awesome. Like I might get get a hard money loan or get a regular loan. Even if I get a hard money loan, let's say, let's do the calculations. What's up with you, Mag? How you been, man?
Brother, I been good, man. Been good. I'm actually setting up new systems, and stuff for next year. I want to make sure I can lock up a deal next year. And I talked to the guy again for the property. he, you know, he said he's willing to go down 5,000 only.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he's not ready for the haircut yet.
Yeah. So I was like, man, you sure about that? And it's like, yeah. So yeah, so basically that's where I am, you know, with that property. I'm actually gonna decrease the price, you know, like put it close to my whatchamacallit, to my assignment fee. And then, you
Okay,
know, I'm gonna put best offer, best and you know, and see what happens, you know, highest and best, you know, for this day, and see what
I get you.
happens.
Yeah, definitely, man. Again, some people are not used to, I would call the getting their haircuts yet, man. Like I was telling you, some people are just not ready.
And then when I get a buyer lined up, you know, ready to go, and then I'll be like, hey, listen, I need to be at this price. Otherwise, you know, what are you gonna say to me next? You know what I
Yep.
mean? That's it.
Yep. So
Yeah.
if you look at the screen now, right now, if I was to get a deal at 65% at 12% as a Harmony loan, again, it's 668. So I'm making $400 cash flow. Now let's say I put 10K down and I buy and I do it for 55, I'm getting 565. So again, $100 less. I might just keep the cash, and I do the cash flow, not do a down payment. But you see, it works. Again, right now it's probably like at 875 as a regular loan, 433. Let's do $655,000. So you're cash flowing at $500. And remember,
How do you know the length, Arturo, the length of the balloon?
it depends. It depends what the investor or whoever you borrow for tells you. I
Okay,
do this, like for me, when I do owner finance properties, it's 3 or 5 years, the balloon.
gotcha. So
Uh,
after the end of the term, what happens? The buyer needs to actually buy this thing?
Yeah, if worst case scenario, again, best case scenario, within those first 3 years, the buyers try to get his credit but up to date, so they can cash me out before the 3 years, because they're paying high interest rate. So that helps them, right? It saves them on interest. Right now, it's kind of, my loans that I have are like at 11, the rate's at 8, so it's not beneficiary for them to refinance yet. But when it was like a 2 or 3, then yeah. But yeah, you set it up depending on you. If you want to go a little bit longer, you can definitely do it for what's called do it for 12%. Right now, you can do it for 13% as an owner finance. It's 5 out. Usually, the way you do it is 5% above prime. So the prime is 865. You add 5%. So right now it's 13.5. You want to do that? You can, if you want to, if you buy it right, you can do that 5% for that 13% for the rest of the contract. That 50K will probably quadruple in 30 years.
Yeah.
So you see, if you don't need the money and you have a good loan, shit, do it for especially if you get a loan from a Harmony loan at 5% from a private investor, you flip it for 13%. So that's the way you do that one. So again, going back to the deal, I got that deal under contract. Yesterday I drove to that place to get it locked up. I need to get an inspector in there. So that was one. It came to form of Facebook Gorilla. We got it done. The one here closer to my area, it was like 20 minutes from here. That came from an RVM that I was following up from.
What about Z buyers? Have you got any deals from them?
I'm gonna wait for what's it called? Black Friday.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for too. But they already sent out their Black Friday special. You saw that?
They probably did. I haven't checked.
It's only 20%.
So let me see. You see, I'm telling you how good following up on this deal makes sense. Hold on. Let me see how long. So far, I'm already a year and some from this one. This one's fetching the text.
How would you go about talking to a homeowner about the owner finance deal? You
If they
just be
wanna
like, yeah, if they own the finance, you just ask them if they want to be the bank, or is there any other ways?
So like on this, the way that I broke it down to this lady, there's three ways I can buy this property, man. I can buy in cash, of course, cash.
Gotcha.
You know, if I'm gonna buy cash, I have to get again, I'm giving my cash from my bank and put it in your cash. So I gotta get a bigger of a discount. That's one. The other thing that I can buy it at is basically in what's called where I can give you more. I could probably, like this deal, I can give you $75,000. But the way that it works, I basically take over your payments and you can just walk away. well, like what is, and basically that's what I told him. What do you mean? Like, yeah, we do an agreement where my company or myself becomes the person responsible for the payments. And then remember, make sure you use these keywords: responsible for the payments.
Mm-hmm.
You're not responsible for the mortgage. You're just responsible to make the payments on their behalf. And
Yeah.
then basically they cash out their equity and they can walk away. But I can pay
Okay.
more. Why you cannot pay more? Pay more because I'm not getting out 65,000. I'm just
Yeah,
getting
that one is subject to, right? The one that you just.
yeah, sub two, and then you can just wrap it, or what I would do on this property, I'll just basically put it, if I was to sub to this property, but I think I already have a buyer at 89, so I don't need to sub to it. I'm making $25,000 if it goes, 24,000 if it goes to 85, 89, and I'm still gonna ask for a discount. So yeah, that's how I pitched it to the lady. I can buy in those two ways. And again, the other way, you know what, if you want, what I can do as well, again, we do have a marketing team. Again, you give me your best price and I'll put it out there as an option. And I'll give you buyers. I'll bring you the buyers. You get the
Okay.
65. I get whatever price I get afterwards.
So what about the owner finance? You didn't tell her about that?
Yeah, I told her owner finance sub 2.
Oh, okay. Okay, got you. Same thing.
It's kind of the same thing. Yeah. The reason why they differentiate is when it's subject to is that you basically the bank, you're taking over the bank's mortgage. When it's owner finance, that means the property is already free and clear.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And the owner's financing the property.
Yeah. But how do you go about owner finance with somebody that is free and clear? Same thing? I'll
Yeah,
take over the
same thing.
payments. I'll take
Like, yeah.
over.
So again, Mr.
Well, but
Seller,
there's no payments.
yeah, like why do you want to sell it? And you're like, okay, perfect, whatever. Well, now let me ask you this: do you need all the cash up front and expose yourself to paying the taxes? It's just like, well, I wasn't thinking about that. Or like, yeah, I need all the cash up front. Do you need all of it or you need part of it? Because again, if you tell me I don't need, if I sell my house, I don't need the 150K. I might just need 20 or whatever. The reason why, again, remember, if it's not your personal property, you're gonna pay 20%, 30% on the cash. Now, if it's $100,000, you're paying 30K in taxes. But if you owner finance it to me, I might give you a little bit more, and I'm paying you on a monthly basis. You only paying out of $1,000, you might be paying $300 a month in taxes, or a little bit less. Whatever you do it, you don't want to get tax advice. But again, you see, that's the difference for them. If they need the whole cash, perfect. Like this one in Brownsville that I've been following up with, she wants the whole cash. It's a big property. She just wants to leave the valley, but she wants the most money. Like you can't have, like I told her, I was coming from this property that I have here. I was coming from over there, and I was telling her, like, you don't need all the cash. Again, you want to leave and not have any ties down to the valley, or do you want to get most cash? It's like you can't have both. Because if you want the most money for this property, you got to let it sit. And unfortunately, man, your property right now, the buyer pool for that property went almost close to zero. The house is worth 400,000. She's asking 429 for it. The average house in the valley, it's 150K. So the buyer pool is real small. You need doctors, you need business owners that can have that type of money. But remember, they're not gonna borrow like that. Business owners are pretty savvy. They're not gonna borrow at 8%. I mean, again, any CPA would not advise them not to do it.
Yeah,
it's too expensive.
Speaking of CPAs, I know you. I'm assuming you got a CPA, right? Because you do a lot of deals and stuff, and you probably get taxed. How do you go around of the taxes and stuff, Arturo? Like, I know because as an assignment fee, next year I'm gonna be paying a lot of taxes on my assignment. You know what I mean?
Again, that's above my pay grade. I just have my guy do it for me.
But do you set it up as a S corp, or do you do like anything like different?
No, I have I think it's an LLC. I'm pretty sure it's an LLC. Again, I do three things. I do an LLC. I also do a DBA, and I also do myself on some properties.
Okay, so you put everything together.
Yes. So
on your personal.
No, I don't put everything on my personal. Again, I buy some properties under my name. I buy some properties with my DBA, and I buy some properties on my LLC. Again, I don't know if that's the right way to do it. That's the way that I do it.
Gotcha.
Remember? But yeah, my CPA is the one. What I do recommend is if you do have a CPA that does this for you, you might want to have another CPA that checks his work.
Yeah. So you live. Yeah, that's true. So basically, do you leave it your LLC as a pass-through entity? Like basically,
Again, you're asking to you're above my pay. I don't know how my CPA does that. He gets paid, I don't know, I think like 20K a year to do my taxes, save me the most taxes.
Okay, good.
But yeah, I don't. Again, I know what he tells me, but for me, from the top of my head, I know that the way is try to keep as much money in the LLC so you don't pay taxes. So the money
Yeah.
sits there, and you just pay yourself a small salary, a reasonable salary. It can't be a small salary. If you're making $1 million a year, you can't pay yourself 30K a year.
Yeah.
You're gonna get audited.
So okay, so you got probably the S corp that you pay yourself a salary then.
Something like that. Again,
Yeah.
This guy again. That's why I say,
Yeah.
I have a guy that does it, and then I make sure I don't have a checking guy, but again, I have another friend that helps me with that. He just checks at work, make sure that I follow the right way.
Okay, good.
So you see, this deal was July 17th. Yeah, it's that one.
So how many deals did you do this year, bro?
I'm at 44, 41, 44. I got like 3 or 4 that might close this year. So 44, 45.
That's good.
So it's been like that. It's been good so far. I know next year is going to be different as far as the type of deal sizes are going to, because most likely a lot of them will be coming from pre-foreclosures, close to pre-foreclosures in the way that as far as the breakdown will be close to retail value, not deep discounted pre-foreclosures. It's going to be a bunch of brand new loans from 2020, 2021 that need to get out. And the way I'm going to make money with those, it's either wrap them or just take a fee in the middle.
Yeah. Did
So
you
you
hear
see-
about the shortage that is going to be next year? There's going to be like a lot of shortages and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's been like already. It's
Yeah.
gonna start December as far as the fuel. So like going back to this deal that I locked up for 65, another 65 deal. It was sent through an RVM. It was an RVM. It says, "Hey Deborah, I'm Alex. My boss buys houses and saw the address. Did you get our offer already? I can text it to you." And remember, she didn't answer me there. She didn't answer me there. So this was when I first started doing the campaign for what's it called? Outright reply, which last year. So then she didn't answer me, and then she answered me the last one. This is one of the, again, pattern interrupts. She didn't answer me for like 1, 2. She answered 2 calls, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 texts. She didn't answer me. 7 texts and 2 voicemails. She didn't answer me. But when I send the text again, your property was on top of my mind, on top of my list, but now might not be the right time for you. Save my number. If anything changes, let me know. On that one, she texted me back for how much? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we started conversating there. And then again, I gave her my offer price, 58 to 95. Some other people were actually texting her as well. She said that she thought I was David. I'm like, no, I have never seen your property. And then again, I followed up, and then the last follow up where it was that it worked out is I just said, hey, remember this was in my podio. Well, not my podium, my reply, but I call it podio. He's like, I'm just touching base. We had talked about your house on your address. Any updates on selling it or keeping it? He's like, it's still in the works, but most definitely I do want to sell it. I mean, what are we looking at? How much do you think I would go for? I mean, for you. He's like, please let me know. He's like, well, and I said, like, my boss, not me, my boss. He's like, well, he said the net cash offer range is around 58,000 to 98,000, depending on condition review, especially if it's wood or concrete floors. Remember, you gotta know your market. In our area, concrete floors are more desirable than wood floors. For some reason, we're not there yet, where most people want to have wood floors. So I threw that curveball. And this was back in July of 2022. She said, sounds good. Give me a couple of months. Again, sure. And then sounds good. I'll keep you in touch. And then I followed up in a couple of months. So you see the thread goes.
Yeah.
So again, sounds good. I followed up in a couple of months. I sent her once. I sent her a text in September the 6th. She didn't answer me. sent her a text on October the 3rd. She's like, hello, hope you're well. Enjoy your Labor Day. Any updates on the property on the whatever? And he says, not yet. Okay, perfect. Touch back later. That was in October of this year. Okay, thank you. And then I called her on October the 6th. She didn't answer me. I sent her a text on Monday, which was this week. Monday, on November the 14th. Hey, good morning. Any updates on selling your house on your house? Good morning. Like what? Still interested in keeping it or till next year or thinking of selling it before the 2023? He's like, well, I hope it sells before the end of the year, whatever. Okay, you want to have the money in December or start the process in December? He's like, because it might take 30 business days. He's like, well, first I'll talk about to your assistant. Again, she's talking to she thinks I was another person that was calling her. He's like, well, first of all, I think I already talked to your assistant, so we could possibly do a little better than your offer. I didn't know what the offer was. What the assistant, because she says that she showed the property to somebody else and they gave her an offer. So she's thinking I'm that person.
Yeah, the other guy.
Yeah, so I don't know the price that she wants, but I know she was given a price already.
So you're playing blind there.
So here, what do I do? Do I give her my offer that I had from 58 to 98, or maybe the other guy gave her a 45K offer?
I would play dumb and ask, what was the offer that my assistant gave you?
So
did you do that?
Guess what I said? He's like, okay, well, what price works for you? Look, she's right there.
Yeah.
Says,
Nice.
Well, first of all, I think I already talked to your assistant, so you could possibly do a little bit better on the offer. Okay, well, what price works for you? It's like throughout the taxes is worth around 68 to 65. And I said, yes, the taxes have been updated. Again, going back, how much would you need to? Again, I asked her again. He's like, yeah, the taxes have been updated, but how much would you need to make it work? He's like, about 65,000. I was already in the money at 65,000.
Yeah.
So then she's like, there's been a couple of other offers. Real estate, I haven't signed anything. She says, there's been a couple of other people from real estate I haven't signed anything who said not to go less than 90. But I think that possible, so 65 would be good enough for me to pay it off, which is around 40K. She's like, yeah, the market has shifted in the last few months. Interest rates are at 8.64. Again, I'm not selling her anything. I've never seen that high before. And then I started, can I get access to it? And she's like, so I can make a decision.
Was that in one whole day, Arturo? Were you back and forth, or was like back and forth? Okay.
Back and forth, yeah. Monday at 12.
Why didn't you got the phone call and call her, man?
Because I already know this lady. She again, once you build a rapport with the lady that you've been following up for a year, you have to get on a call. Again, for me, I need to go out there and be in person. She can't not answer me in person. Whatever. Yes, we can go get a look at it. We can talk about your time frame, whatever. So good evening. So then I went to go see it. I offered 65. The sister was there. The sister was not an advocate for me. She was being she was basically like trying to give it the most possible for her money to the what's it called, the sister, to her other sister. So she was them the way basically, because I was telling you know what, I can do 65.
Yeah,
that's what you wanted. So then you know what? Okay, I gave her she's like, let me see your contract. It's like, yeah, it's just a track. It's a regular contract. So I gave her the contract. He's like, I can't feel any prices on it. I can just give you the contract. I can't give you an open offer because what if you, again, we don't like to have people, our sellers shop around our offer, because if they sign it, that means we're entitled to buying it. What if we don't have the money? So again, I can give you the contract. It's just a track. She had an attorney, whatever, that was going to help her get it reviewed. And then I got an email back from the sister, not even from her, with a 70K offer. She put 70K. I'm like, this is crazy. So then remember, I have me as being the boss, and I have my assistant being, and then so the sister texted. I text the sister, I tell her I can't do 70, I can do 65, and I put whatever, and then I had on my phone. I texted the owner as my assistant. Hey, I'm just checking in. Have your sister checked the contract with your person that you know? And then we're going back and forth, and they agreed at 65 again. The other sister was going crazy. The owner was the one that agreed for 65. And she made me, again, and that's why I tell her, I try to have a simple contract so you don't have to go through all these loops of, or reading it. If you read the track, it's like 15 pages, dude. It's crazy. But again, I got it done. And today at 3, I'm gonna take my interior designer to look at it, and that's the lady that I have it for 89. So I'll sell it today. I'll probably looks like I'm gonna have to have her close, because this lady, I already know the sister's gonna be there. Oh, what's this? Oh, what's this? Oh, what's this assignment fee? It says here. So I'm gonna have the lady close with her company, and then she paid me the fee on the outside.
That's good. That's good.
So that's the other deal. And then I got another deal through Facebook Gorilla, which is a Kansas deal for 30K. So that again, I haven't done a virtual deal in a while, but it's 30K. It's a pretty nice house. I'm waiting for pictures, but I'll keep you posted on that one. But you see how, again,
And I'm actually going to networking events, RIA meetings and stuff. I'm networking with a lot of cash buyers too, so I can build up my cash buyer list.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. And then
Just
like
to
for
make
this,
sure.
remember, it's just a matter of buying properties at a discount that makes sense now.
Yeah.
Because right now,
What would be like a qualifying question for you, Arturo? Like let's say if we talk to somebody on Facebook, let's say guerrilla marketing, for example. When we post those things there, we look for end users, but a lot of wholesalers come aboard. And like, how do you actually talk to them? Do you ask them straight? Are you a cash buyer or wholesaler? Because a lot of wholesalers, they're like, oh, I'll buy houses too. Put me on your list.
no,
You know what
because
I mean?
again, you're talking about when wholesalers try to hit my marketing.
Yeah.
Because they don't.
Well, yeah.
I get a lot of wholesalers trying to sell me their property. Because again, I don't put
exactly. Yeah, they do that. But
Yeah.
let's say if you're looking for cash buyers, how
Okay.
would you? What would be like a qualified question for you to
Again,
differentiate from wholesalers?
Okay, if I'm getting cash buyers from online,
Yeah.
okay, I know how my county works. So it's also perfect. What's your LLC that you buy at? So what I want to make sure that, again, again, let me rephrase that, because let me charge my computer. Hold on. Don't hang up. Sorry, bro. So the way, if I had a cash buyer that reached out to me on my my marketing, well, perfect. Well, Mr. Seller, Mr. Buyer, perfect. What LLC do you buy under, or do you buy under your own personal name? He's like, oh, well, like, what would you want that? What do you need that? Well, that's the policy and procedures that we use. We got to make sure that our buyers are vetted. So we got to make sure that you bought at least 5 properties in the last 5 years, in the last year. He's like, how would you search that? Well, we do a county search. We want to make sure that any transfer are on title. There usually are the county recorders. We make sure of that. He's like, why you do that? Well, we want to make sure that if we do extend our offer to you and you do want acquired, that you're gonna go through the purchase. The other way we can do it, we can ask for a 50K non-refundable, but again, that's more intrusive for you. You see how throwing a 50K non-refundable for a purchase, like, well, that's
Right.
cool.
Right. Yep.
Okay. So again, this is where you gotta know how do you do your marketing, how do you do your searches on your county, so you can actually do what you're telling him. Yeah, you can search. If you give me your entity, I can search if it's closed anything in the last 10, 20 years. I mean, that's how I bet my cash buyers.
I don't think they're gonna feel comfortable if we ask for their LLC name around here.
Yeah, perfect. And then okay, perfect. We can do that, or we can ask for a 50K non-refundable deposit for every purchase. Again, if you're more comfortable getting the 50K non-refundable, then perfect. We won't have. That's the way it's like you can throw that. Well, that's how I bet. Like the way that I bet you as a buyer, that's the way we bet our people as owner finance buyers. He's like, I don't really check for anything. I don't check for credit. What I do check is for make sure I have a big deposit. 30 to 50K. Again, it's either you give me your LLC information, or you give me a 50K deposit, Or
Yeah.
if on the owner finance side, either you give me your credit report and I can scan your credit report and qualify you as a real buyer with your incomes and your financials and your credit report, or you give me a big down payment.
Oh, yeah.
You see,
Okay.
so again, you throw it like that. You give him an example of what he probably does in the business where owner finance, like, yeah, like if you want to finance your deals, you're either gonna ask for a credit report and financials, or you're gonna ask for a big down payment.
Yeah.
It's common sense. And you see, when you throw in the word policies and procedures, they say, okay, that's how they do it. That's how they do it.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have any what's it, sellers being like mean or whatever. And
Yeah.
if you don't want to be a buyer, perfect. You don't have to be a buyer. Again, we want the least thing that we want to have, Mr. Buyer, is issues. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd rather not start a relationship with you if there's already an issue in the beginning.
Right.
Again, I know you would understand as well.
Hmm.
So that's why I'll get cash buyers. Try it. Try it with your cash buyers there.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
How to bet them. And also, again, learn how your county works. Go to your, what's it called? Your RIA, not the RIA, the foreclosures, and try to get people from there. They're most likely are cash buyers.
Well, do you usually go to RIAs and stuff, Arturo, or no?
Mm-mm.
No,
I
not
haven't gone
anymore.
to a RIA in a long time.
Right. Yeah.
But again, you can go to what's it called, you can go to the foreclosure auctions. You see people there. Now again, remember, there's auctions as well where they're again, they're a little bit techy, where they have to log in their info into the auction.com website.
Oh,
If
okay.
you can hack that, then shit, you can get out of the list
Yes, I know, right?
right
Imagine.
away. Yeah. If you can hack that, then you're golden on that one. But yeah, those are the two things that I do. Again, going now I broke down the deals, the Kansas deal. I am gonna buy a land course on how to flip, how to learn more about flipping land.
When? That's good.
Land, just land, like 20, 30
From who?
acre land.
John McCall?
Some other guy. But I'll be teaching you guys how to do it as I go. So
Okay.
I'm gonna buy this weekend. It's like $1,000. I'll buy
That's
it.
not bad. That's not bad. There's gonna be an upsell.
Yeah,
Gotta
I
be
try to
careful.
work. Yes, yeah. $1,000 is my cap. I'll work on it this weekend, and then I'll go from there, and I'll teach you guys what I've learned. Next show a little bit, as far as, because again, there's money in land. There's money in anything, but right now, especially, the reason why land will be more attractive for sellers to sell is because if they don't have money and they have just undeveloped land that's just sitting there, they only pay taxes. It's the perfect moment to sell it.
Yeah,
And
and I think it's easier actually to.
I don't know.
to-
Again,
No. To put a land to owner finance.
Yes. See, that's
Think
what I need to learn.
Yeah.
The words.
Exactly.
The words.
Oh, got you.
Because the house is different.
Yeah.
The land, it might correlate the same way, transition to the same way, but like, again, how do you put it in words that it makes sense?
In words, yeah. I
like,
agree.
as far as, you know what, I gotta pay this, I gotta pay this, I gotta pay this.
Yeah.
So hopefully this course breaks it down and
Good.
helps me.
Keep us
But yeah,
posted, man.
Yeah, definitely. So you, man, just keep consistent on your marketing, bro. Again, RBMs, SMSs for me, it's RBMs is working. My cold caller is gone. He did it for 90 hours in a month, which is nothing. It should have been 100 and some hours in a month.
You fired him?
No, he's still there. He's still good. He got me the 80 acres that I'm working on, and he got me the 20 units for 3 million.
Yeah.
That I'm working. The reason why I got the land flipping, because I have that 80 acre.
Mm.
And again, if I can buy it at 12K an acre, and I can sell it at 25 an acre, man, that's close to $1 million for me.
Yeah,
in one
exactly.
deal.
You got it.
So again,
You got it. Yeah.
I need to, again, two things: how to talk to the seller, and how to ask, how to get who do I dispo it to? Who do I sell it to?
Yeah.
I bet you that course is gonna tell me developers, et cetera, how to talk to the developers. Because again, you gotta have the lingo. Oh, you have 20 acres, you can subdevelop this at the average
Yeah,
amount
yeah,
of this. It's
yeah.
gonna cost you this much, because I don't want the buyer say, oh no, it's gonna cost me 300,000 to develop it. And
I
it's
agree.
maybe it's 50K to develop it.
Yeah.
If I don't know, I don't want to be dumb.
Yeah.
So yeah,
All right. Cool,
All right,
brother.
man. Anything else? Again, you text me, email me. No, just
I
text me
texted you the other day. You didn't respond, bro. I said
Oh, so-
happy birthday on your birthday, man.
Oh, I apologize, my brother.
Uh,
I have your number?
yeah, I texted to you.
No, yeah, because I got a new. I upgraded to iPhone 13.
Oh shit.
Upgraded. Yeah, this shit. My other phone's all messed up. It lasted me for 4 years. It's a 10.
Oh.
So this one's supposed to last me.
Yeah,
4 years.
usually you gotta refresh them every so
No,
many
yeah,
years. That's
yeah.
the
That's the reason
problem.
why I bought it. This one, because it was, first of all, it was dropping my cost. So that doesn't work when you drop your cost. And I can do a lot of things without I rely on this phone.
Oh yeah.
So now remember, one of the hacks in case, just before we go. So like me, I have 7 phone numbers, right?
Yeah.
And I have 7 different marketing campaigns that go through each phone number.
Yeah.
Right. So if I have the phone, it only has 1 login. That's my login. So let's say for me, like Alex, it's under Alex1. I can only text during as Alex1. I can't text as nobody else. But I created a trigger. So I assign the contact. Let's say I do RVMs for what's it called, for lien violations per se. Okay. So I assign a username to those. All those lien violations are assigned to Alex3 per se, right? So when they call me, I can answer it because it goes to my phone. Like right now, you see, it's calling me right now. So Alex3 again goes to my phone. But if they text me, I can see the text, but I can't reply through it because I'm on Alex1 only. But
Yeah.
since I assign a username to that lead, I can set up a trigger as I can put the note as my text as the contact source, and I can set up a trigger when it says testing trigger text. When I tag that note, it basically sends a text to the contact number with the assigned user's number.
Wow.
So that
Damn,
can be
you getting techie, man. Look at you.
see, why? Because I have 7 numbers.
Oh
And
shit.
if I didn't have my laptop, I had to go to my laptop to be able to text them.
Yeah.
Let's say you want an offer. So that works for me. You
That's
see,
good.
and again, how do I learn this? I need to have something that I can do that. And I was like, let me see if it works. And it worked.
You're getting techie, man.
Yeah, I used to be a hacker when I was 18, bro.
That's good. That's good.
I used to be a hacker when I was 18, 17, when I started learning about computers.
There we
But
go.
then again, I got college
You went-
happened and
You went to the mortgage business.
yeah, college happened, and that's a totally different story. All right, my brother.
All
Again,
right, bro.
see you guys next week. Again, make sure you get those marketings out there, man. Get more deals. Be consistent.
Well, next week is a holiday, right? Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, but you got the whole week though.
Yeah, there we go. All right, man. Take care,
All right, bro.
buddy.
Be safe, man.
You too.